Hey guys, it's Peyton, and today I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated book releases of 2020. I have a list of, I believe, 15 books, and I actually came together and put all their little synopsises in one little list, so hopefully this video is better than normal because I'm terrible at describing certain books when I haven't read them yet, you know? So I'm hoping for the best. Most of these books are books from authors that I really love. It might be a new book that they have in a series or just a new book that they have coming out. But honestly, at the same time, there's a lot of books on this list that are just random ones that I came across on the internet and I think sound interesting, so I just put them on this list. And I'm sure there's books that I'm missing. As always, when I try to make one of these lists, there's always something that I forgot. So I put all these books in release date order, so we're just going to start off with the first one for January, and that is Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. This book comes out January 21st, and I think this book sounds adorable. One, it has tweet in the title, so it has to do with a Twitter relationship that came together. And if you don't know me, I love Twitter. I'm always on Twitter. I'm kind of addicted to Twitter. So a relationship that might spark through Twitter? Okay, so pretty much this book is about a girl and a guy, and both of their families have fast food chain businesses. The girl's fast food chain is doing super well, I think, and the dude's isn't doing as great because of her fast food chain. They're both in charge of the Twitter accounts for their restaurants. Pretty much they end up getting in Twitter battles between the restaurants online, and it ends up becoming a thing to the point where people are starting to ship them. I don't know, I think this sounds super cute, and I think they also are falling for each other on some chat app that the male character created. So they're battling with their restaurant Twitters, and then they're talking in a chat app, and they're falling in love, and I don't know, this sounds so cute, and I've been seeing it a lot on book Twitter recently, and this comes out in a few days actually, because I'm filming this on January 19th. So if I let myself spend some money, maybe I will pick this one up, but I do have a million books to read, as always. The next book that I think sounds super good and would love to pick up this year is The Gravity of Us by Phil Stamper. This book comes out February 4th, so this is fairly soon as well. I believe this is a male-male romance, and it is in our world, but some crazy stuff is happening in space, and one of their fathers is a part of a NASA mission to go to Mars, and there's a huge media outroar about this whole mission and everything. And I believe he falls in love with this other guy who also is in the same situation with one of his family members about to go on this mission, and it's crazy, and I don't know, the world is just freaking out currently about all of this stuff, and since their parents or whatever are involved, then they're getting put in the spotlight, and then I think they just I don't know. I'm obviously terrible, even with my list that I got going on. I'm just trying to get more into spacey type books, sci-fi and stuff like that, so I feel like this would be a good push into it, you know, just where they're talking about a crazy mission to Mars. That would be interesting, I think. And then there's also a cute romance, and the cover is gorgeous, by the way. Just look at it, you know, oh my god. The next book that I'm super excited for also comes out on February 4th, and that is Yes, No, Maybe So by Becky Albertalli and Aisha Saeed. I primarily wanted this book because Becky Albertalli is one of the co-authors, and I just love everything that she has written other than Leon the Offbeat, but whatever. I really enjoy her books. She wrote Love, Simon. You know, we love that. And What If It's Us? Those are my favorites by her. I think the male main character is volunteering to help the local state Senate candidate, and he's cool with that if he doesn't have to go too out there. He likes to be behind the scenes with everything because he's a little anxious little bean, I'm pretty sure. And I believe some girl named Maya comes in, and she's supposed to help out with this whole thing, but she's more out there with it, and it, I think, brings him out of his comfort zone. It just seems cute. They're both working for the same goal and coming together to go door to door for this candidate, whoever the frick this is. Don't know. Really just want it because Becky Albertalli's name is on it, so The next book I'm excited for also comes out on February 4th, and I've actually already read it because I unexpectedly got an ARC for it. It's The Stars We Steal by Alexa Dunn. She actually sent me this book for review, and I ended up really enjoying it. Lots of tabs. It was just a really fun time. And this book is described as like The Bachelor in space. This world that she has is pretty much, their Earth is like a frozen sort of thing. So they're up in space waiting for it to defrost. Hundreds of years of waiting and everything. There's a bunch of ships where they try to act like they are monarchy. They wear big dresses and drink lots of champagne and just act like they're something that they're not. And then there's all these other freaking areas where they barely have food or anything. And pretty much our main character, Leo, is a princess, but she's really not. Like, she has an old title passed down from long ago, and she and her family call themselves royalty, but they're really not. Leo kind of like doesn't like that, but it's just kind of how her life is. And something that happens every couple of years is this thing called the Valg, and it's pretty much a way for royalty or like the rich people to marry off their kids to other people to continue being rich. The main character comes from a family that used to be rich, but now they're not, and she's just trying to get money so they can survive. And her dad's forcing her and her little sister to do the Valg, and her little sister's excited about it, and she's not, but she has to do what she has to do. And pretty much maybe her ex shows up. It's like a month of dating people to figure out who you want to marry, and her ex shows up that she was in love with, but things happened and it could not work out, but he's there and it hurts. It's really freaking angsty and like pisses you off just a little bit, but it was really fun. The next book I'm super excited for is Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. I believe this comes out February 6th. I don't know why, like that's such a random date. Every other book is like February 4th, but whatever. This is the third one in a graphic novel series, and I've actually already read this because this started off as a webcomic, and she still consistently posts it online that you can just look up, Heartstopper, and you can just read it as she uploads every single month. She uploads 3 times a month. And she is recently doing physical copies of it, so I can't wait to have a copy of Heartstopper. It's pretty much the cutest little gay romance ever. They're British boys, and one is like one of the only out people in their all-boys school, and the other one doesn't think he's gay, but like he meets him and is kind of questioning like his whole life, you know. Is he bisexual? You know, he don't know. And this volume, it's all about their class trip to Paris and all the cute little things that happen there. Can't wait to reread it because I probably will when I have it physically. These books just make me so happy. It gives me the biggest smile. It's like the fluffiest, happy little feeling when you're reading these. I can't get over it. The next book I'm excited for is Of Curses and Kisses by Sandhya Menon, and this book comes out February 18th. This one is a romance retelling with Beauty and the Beast, but like in our world. Believe it's in a boarding school. Pretty much there's this guy named Gray Emerson, and he comes from a big line of douchebags, it seems like, and one of these douchebags in the family messed with a girl named Jaya's little sister, and she's super mad that they hurt her little sister. So when she hears that he is going to this boarding school, she is gonna come and go and pretty much get revenge on this dude. So her goal is to make this guy fall in love with her and then break his heart. I guess that's what happened with her little sister. But the catch is there's a little bit of a magical sort of twist. There's a curse on Emerson that when he turns 18, I guess, like, is he turning into a beast? Don't know, but I guess as Beauty and the Beast, the one freaking cure is to have someone fall in love with him, and maybe Jaya freaking falls in love with him by accident. I feel like that's what's going to happen. But sounds like an enemies to lovers sort of thing. So the next book that we have on this list is probably my most anticipated read of the entire year. I am so excited for this book. It is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This book comes out March 3rd, so it's so close, and I've been waiting for this book since middle school when I read the Infernal Devices trilogy. This is pretty much a continuation from the Infernal Devices trilogy. And if you don't know, the Infernal Devices trilogy is my favorite thing Cassandra Clare has ever written and probably always will be unless these top it. Because this is the start of a new trilogy. And she announced this forever ago. Pretty much follows the children of the people from the Infernal Devices trilogy. I'm not going to tell you whose children is whose. Like, no, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just saying it is their children, and we might see some of our favorites being mothers and fathers, and I want to cry at the thought of seeing them again in that way. Like, I am so excited. They better have a lot of our past characters in it because I need them. So this book is set in Edwardian London. I think the Infernal Devices was Victorian London, but I'm also not a very good history person, so don't hold me to that. It follows James and Lucy Herondale as well as Cordelia Carstairs, which we've known for years. I don't really know what's gonna go on in this book. I just know it has our favorites probably in it, and it's their kids. I'm not okay. The next one on this list is another one I'm super excited for, and that is House of Earth and Blood, the first book in the Crescent City trilogy by Sarah J. Maas. Our main character, Bryce Quinlan, is half human, half fae, and I'm pretty sure this whole book she is trying to get revenge on this demon that murdered like all of her closest friends, which obviously would make someone mad. And this world is different from Sarah J. Maas's normal sort of worlds. It's described as contemporary fantasy, and I remember Sarah J. Maas describing like they have phones in here, but like it's also fantastical. I'm really intrigued to see like how this world is different, because if they have technology, that would change a lot of things, I feel. So she's wanting to seek revenge, and the accused is thrown behind bars, but then the murders keep happening. And then comes in Hunt Athalar. Okay, what a name. He is a notorious fallen angel. I think Sarah J. Maas loves the word notorious because she always described Selena as the most notorious assassin. And he is now enslaved to the archangels that he once attempted to overthrow. And he ends up being offered a deal to help Bryce find the murderer, and then he will be released and have his freedom again. Sounds like a typical sort of plot. I'm intrigued to see how this goes. It's a chunker. It's a big ass book, and I hope it's good. It is new adult, I believe, so you know how Sarah J. Maas is. Like, oh my god, over the years she has just gotten the trashiest sort of. So I'm warning you right now. Do not read this if you are 5. Next book I'm super excited about is Super Adjacent by Crystal Castari. This book comes out March 17th. This is a superhero book, and I believe there's a female-female romance in it, as well as a female-male romance, because I think it's dual perspectives. We have our main character, Claire. She has always wanted to work for the superheroes. After collecting pretty much their trading cards, I guess there's trading cards of these superheroes. Honestly, that sounds cool. These real-life superheroes, and you just can collect them. Okay, I'll do that. She's finally landed an internship in the Chicago branch of Warrior Nation, which I guess is like the freaking nation of warriors. And I think she has problems and complications when one of the superheroes is super cute and egotistical and annoying, but I think that sounds like they fall in love. And then we have the other main character, Bridget. She is dating one of the superhero dudes. He's been making her mad. She wants out of Warrior Nation, and one day something bad happens and all these superheroes are like taken away, and like pretty much it's up to Claire and Bridget to figure out everything and save the world, even though they don't have powers and they're just one of those intern people. And oh no, what are they gonna do? So I'm intrigued to see what they are gonna do. The next book I'm super excited for is Imagine Me by Tahira Mafi. This book comes out March 31st and is the 6th and final book in the Shatter Me series. We're gonna see how this goes. I think it's one of the longest books she's written in a while, at least, because the last 2 Shatter Me books weren't that big. And the Shatter Me series is pretty complicated. Don't really feel like explaining it, but a girl has a killer touch, boom, it's bad. And it's pretty much a dystopia. There's a terrible government, the reestablishment. The tagline that I got from Goodreads is, "The day of reckoning for the reestablishment is coming, but she may not get to choose what side she fights on." Oh my god, that sounds hardcore scary. The next book I'm excited for, I found randomly on book Twitter because everybody was freaking out about it. just because the premise sounds so freaking good, and that's Bonds of Brass by Emily Skrutsky, and it comes out April 7th. People are describing this as the Finn and Poe from the new Star Wars trilogy, and it's their love story. Like, it's finally, they're gonna get together, because a lot of us, including me, were annoyed that they weren't a thing by the end of the trilogy. They should have been. They really had the chemistry. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, that hurt that they gave them that chemistry and didn't follow through with it. Even the actors were mad about it. So this is not just us being obsessed with things, you know, like, they actually wanted it to happen too, and it would have been really cool. This book has 2 bisexual boys. One is a pilot, and one, I think, is the lost heir to some freaking empire. And they're friends, but I'm pretty sure they fall in love over the course of this book, and it just sounds like a freaking epic space thing that should have been Finn and Poe, but we're gonna act like this was Finn and Poe. Okay, I'm done. Oh, this is funny. I just came across another one of my most anticipated books ever. It's actually my most anticipated book of the entire year. I thought it was Chain of Gold, but then I remember this book exists, and I'm really stupid because I'm still just in awe that this book is even a thing, that I completely forgot about it. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins comes out May 19th. I'm going to die when this book comes out. I might literally spontaneously combust if I read this book and do not like it, or if it was disappointing, or if it was stupid. Like, I literally might die. Either way, if it's good, I'm gonna die. If it's bad, I'm gonna die. Either way, come May, this channel might die. I might never come back. Who knows? So we know very little about this book, but it is set 64 years before the first book of the Hunger Games, so it is around the 10th Hunger Games, and it is said that it starts on the morning of the reaping of the 10th Hunger Games. I'm scared. I don't even know who's going to be the protagonist. Everybody thought it was Mags, but I'm pretty sure she won the 11th Hunger Games, so I'm just confused. Like, who is this? Who knows if this book is going to actually take a different take and be in the capital while the games are going. That would be interesting. And also, there was like some article from David Levithan, who I think is like the editor of Suzanne Collins, and he said that there's going to be new and old characters, and the only people alive at this time is Mags, we love her, President Snow, a young President Snow, and the first victor of District 12. I can't wait to get more information. I can't wait to have this book in my hands. I'm probably going to buy 1,000,000 copies, even though it's super expensive. I can't wait. Okay, moving on. I'm super excited for Loveless by Alice Oseman, the second Alice Oseman in this video, and this comes out July 9th. This book, I'm pretty sure, is about a girl named Georgia. She feels loveless, and this seems, at least from the description that I read, it seems like this is following a journey of an asexual girl, someone who just realizes that, oh, I don't think like I really feel like I want that at all. She adores romance, but she just doesn't think that's for her. I'm not asexual, so I can't like say this correctly. I'm so sorry. Pretty much the line says, but maybe Georgia just doesn't feel that way about guys or girls or anyone at all. Maybe that's okay. Maybe she can find happiness without falling in love. I think that's really well said. Like, I really like this description, and I cannot wait to read this book. I feel like it's going to be a really powerful read, a perspective we don't really normally get, and Alice Oseman is a queen. I love her so much. So, yes, I need to read that, and then read the other 2 books that I haven't read by her yet. We're down to the final 2 books. The next one is The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. This book comes out September 1st. We don't have like a cover or anything, so hopefully this still comes out this year. It's the second book in the Eldest Curses series that follows Magnus Bane and Alec Lightwood, which we know that those boys are in love with each other. And the first book, The Red Scrolls of Magic, follows them during around City of Fallen Angels when they go on a vacation together. They're still in the beginning stages of their relationship, and they're still falling in love. I don't know if this book is immediately after that one or what? Pretty much the description we got is that Magnus Bane, a centuries-old High Warlock, has taken possession of one of the greatest relics of the supernatural world, a powerful spell book of dark magic, which we know as the Lost Book of the White. I don't know what this dude's doing. I feel like that sounds dangerous. I hope he's okay. I don't know if this is set in the future or in the past. Not really sure. There's not that much information about this, but super excited to continue on. I only gave the first one like 3 stars, but it was still enjoyable, okay? I really love these characters, so anything with them I will read. The last book on my list that I'm super excited about is Iron Heart by Nina Varela. This book comes out September 8th. This is the second book in the Crier's War series, duology. Don't really know what this is. And since it's the second book, I'm not going to really give you much information about what the plot of this one is, but I can tell you that there's these things called autome, which are the most advanced forms of robot/cyborgs you could ever freaking see. They have real feelings, they have blood, they have brains, like they actually think for themselves. And the humans created these autome. But one day the autome freaking take over and switch the roles, and they become the rulers of the world, and the humans are their servants. And pretty much our main character is Crier. She is the daughter of the current sovereign of Autome, and she's just unaware of how terrible her freaking race of robot people are. Ayla comes into the picture. Ayla is a human, and the Autome killed her entire family, and she wants revenge, and her form of revenge that she wants is to kill Crier so the sovereign can feel the pain that she felt. So she ends up becoming her handmaiden. Let's just say she has conflicting feelings when she realizes that Crier is a super cute, pretty girl who's really nice. And it is a female-female relationship. Enemies to lovers. They pretty much have Ayla hating her the entire time, but still like really conflicted. I'm excited to see what this book has to bring. So this video was super long. This is my most anticipated releases of 2020. Let me know if you have any similar books or books that I didn't even mention. Let me know down below. Like this video, comment down below, have a good day, please subscribe, make sure to follow all my social medias which are linked down below, and go click the bell button which is right by the subscribe button which you should have already clicked, and goodbye.